Hello, everybody. Hello, Abby. Abby, new member. Oh, when you just subscribe, I thought you already subscribed before, Abby. Hi, welcome, everybody. Come on in. Let's quickly do this topic because I have to head into town later on this afternoon or maybe shortly after this live stream. All right, come on in, guys. Come on in. Happy Saturday and happy happy mid-month. It's the second of no, not second. It's almost midway through the end of the month now. It's the 15th. So I'm gonna get started, and others can join us later if you're available. So a quick introduction. My name is Wemimo, and I'm also known as That Mom of Five, and also known as Same of Five Kanduko. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. So I've been wanting to do this video for the longest time now. But obviously, I've been traveling. I traveled. I came back. Work has been hectic. Yes, I changed my work pattern at work. So I now do about 3 days of 3 weeks and 1 week of 4 days. So that means I'll have enough day off during the week. So with that being said, I've been wanting to do this video, this live streams for almost a few weeks now. I've just been busy, but I said this Saturday I'm going to have to do it this morning or this afternoon. We still have a live stream, like the Coco live stream we were talking about. Ashake, we've got that 7 o'clock Nigerian time. So please, if you're available, please join us 7 p.m. UK time. However, this video is going to be a very quick one. I'm just going to dive through it. I've got my notes here because ideally I was going to make it as a sit down video, but I felt like I'm going to do it as a as a live video, and if people have any questions, then we can dive in through the questions. So like I said from the title, why immigrants should not depend on benefits. And for me, obviously this video, I want you to or take this information as somebody who is already settled in the UK. So if you are still someone who is renewing visas, please, if your visa says no recourse to public fund. Please don't go and be doing these things. I'm telling you, don't go and be applying for any benefits. If your visa clearly states your biometric page, if it says no recourse to public fund, please don't go and be applying for any benefit. And I want to believe that you will only be able to apply for some sort of benefit until you got your permanent residence in the UK or till you get your indefinite leave to remain in the UK. Please like this live stream, guys. So if you are somebody that is still renewing visa, or you are a student and you're still renewing visa, or you are an highly skilled visa, or you are a tier 2 something, as long as your visa says no recourse to public fund, please do not apply for any benefits. Okay? I'm not an immigration advisor. I don't have any immigration whatever to tell you, but I believe if your visa has that kind of information on it, don't go applying for any benefits. So, just like I said from the title of this live stream, why immigrants should not depend on benefits. And I have my reasons for it. Okay. I have my reasons for it. So, for me, at the end of the day, my retirement plan is to jackpot back to Nigeria. However, if you're somebody who have dependent on benefit, child benefit, whatever benefit it is they give them in the UK, if it's you are somebody who has actually dependent on such benefit for most part of your life while you are in diaspora, you jackpotting back to Nigeria for retirement is going to be hard. It's going to be hard because benefits here in the UK, it's not going to benefit you. It's not going to benefit you because it's just going to limit your potentials. It's going to limit your means of livelihood. It's going to limit your means to be able to afford something for yourself. And let's start, okay? So, on a normal day, if you're already settled here in the UK permanently, there's something called, it used to be child tax credit. So, this child tax credit is normally given to people who work, they have younger children, and their annual threshold is below a certain amount of money. So for people who have children, if they are couple and they have children, good afternoon, Abby. I'm very well, thank you, Abby. How are you? So if they have children below the age of 16 and their joint income annually is below a certain threshold, then this system that we used to have called the child tax credit is run by the HMRC, will contribute something to support the family, mainly for the children. So that's why they call it child tax credit. So I believe then if you're working maybe below, if you're not working full time, you will get something. I don't know why I have to renew my membership all the time. It doesn't renew itself. Oh, all right, okay. I don't know why that is. I'll try and go check the settings later. So there's something called child tax credit years ago. So if you're somebody who's already settled in the UK, you'll be able to get it if you have younger children. If you're somebody who work full time and you have younger children, you'll be able to get some sort of support towards childcare. Okay. So during my time, when all of my kids were below the age of 16, I was getting child tax credit. Even when I was not working, I was still getting child tax credit. And then when I started working part time, because then when I was at uni, I was working part time and I was studying full time, and I still have all of my kids, I was still getting some sort of child tax credit as well. Over the years, that's now changed, and I'll call it universal credit. So there's universal credit and there's child benefits. So this child benefits, even if you work full time, you get it, I believe. So the first child, the oldest child will get £25.60 every week. And the younger children will get £16.95 every week. So if you have multiple, maybe if you have 5 children, the first child, the oldest child will get £25.60 every week. And then the younger children, all other children will get £16.95 every week. So some people chose to accept this money to be paid to them every month. And some people, they just want it to be paid every week. So for me, ever since I've been getting it for my kids, it's always been paid every week. At times it changes during work time. So now I think I get paid, I get it every Saturday now. Yes, I have 2 children below the age of 16. So I still get it even though I work full time. But mind you, I am fully settled. I'm a citizen in the country. I'm fully settled. Hence why I get it. Okay. So I'm going to get that money for all of my kids up until they are above the age of 18. So as soon as those kids turn 18, you will not get that money anymore. So for me now, I've got 5 children. I've got 3 above the age of 18. So I no longer get that money for them anymore. So far, I'm only getting for the 2 younger ones who are 13 and 15. So if you are somebody who works, and you're entitled to this money, because you have to go through some sort of entitlement questionnaire, prove that you're not working full time, or prove that you have these children. Because yes, before you apply for the, before you get this money, they will ask for your the children's birth certificate and all of those things for them to be able to decide if the children are going to get the money. So you get that money. Please, if you're entitled to that sort of support, please take it wholeheartedly. Take it wholeheartedly. Okay. And with that being said, even though I've always gotten it for all of my children from when I've been settled in this country. I got my permanent residency in year 2010. Is it 2010? I believe so. Is it 2010? I can't even remember now. Yeah, it's 2010 because I had my second son in 2010. I've had my settlement since 2010. So I've been getting it since 2010. And while I was getting it, I told you guys my journey. I was working part-time. I was going to uni full time, and I still have all of my kids. So I was juggling all of that. So I did not say because I was getting child benefits or because I was getting child tax credit that I should stop working. No, I was still, because I knew what I wanted. So if you're entitled to this money, please accept it. Take it. However, do not let that stop you for seeking employment. And one thing in this country is this: if you have children below the age of 4 years old, they really would not push you to go and seek employment. It's up to you if you want to seek employment. And it will be better if you seek employment, actually, especially if both of you if you have your husband, if both of you are a couple, you can always work together. Either if it is night shift you want to do, if one wants to do this, so that at least there'll be somebody at home to look after that kid. Like I said, if you have a child below the age of 4, you are not actually required to work. They will not bother you. They will still support you, give you some sort of support as a mother as well. But in my own case, I was working because I like big things. Like this live stream, guys, because I like big things. I want to be able to buy something for myself. Hello, my beautiful sister. Oh, I now see your picture. You look so beautiful. Is that your picture there, Adebikwe? You look absolutely stunning on your picture there. Welcome and happy weekend. So for me, I was working because I knew where I was coming from. I know where I was going. I know what I wanted. So I was working. And even while I was doing that, I was saving big time. And during my time there, we were lucky to have been given the Child Trust Fund, or is it the Child Trust Fund check? Yeah, I was lucky to have gotten the Child Trust Fund for my kids. There also was like when they clock 5 years old or something, they get sent out a £250 check so that you could put it into a Child Trust Fund for them. And then when they turn 10 or something, you get another 250. So it was like a £500 child trust fund. I got it for all of my kids, except for the last one, because I think they stopped it in 2011 or something. So that money has done wonders for my older kids, because in as much as I did not put lots of money into that trust fund, when they turned 18, I think I was able to take each of those money out. Were like just short of £2,000. They were like almost £8,900 for each of them. So I just put a check into a trust fund account. I did not touch it. It was when they turned 18 that I was able to access that account for them. So yeah, it was a lot of money. It kind of like helped anyway. So like I said, that's the advice I'm going to give you there. If you're entitled to this benefit, please take it. Either you have a child below the age of 4 or you don't have a child below the age of 4, please take it. And once your child now goes to school, they are 4 years old. Children go to school between the age of 4 and 5. Once they now go to school, you are the parent. Just stop your pali or your certificate, go and seek employment. If you want your jackpot to be easy for you. So me now coming to say that why you should not depend on benefits as an immigrant is this. I know there are several reasons why immigrants should not obviously depend on benefit, because in the long time it has its benefits for you. For the government, it does not, because at the end of the day, they want to be able to help you to a certain level or a certain stage of your life, and then they also want you as a migrant or as an immigrant to contribute into their system. So, of what use are you in a system as an immigrant or immigrant, and you're not contributing? You just want to keep taking. For me, that was the views I had. Like, okay, what's my benefit? What's my importance if I'm not put into the system? Because at the end of the day, I still want to work. I want to get pension when I'm of retirement age, and whatever I put into either private pension or work pension, I still want to be able to live a baby girl life when I retire. Because now I think the retirement age is now 67 or 68. We were actually talking about this at my work yesterday. Like somebody like me, I'll probably work till I'm 68. But God forbid, if I win lottery, I want to retire when I turn 50. So obviously for you, you might think, oh, it's free money. It's not free money, because you have your jackpot, your retirement age to plan for. Hence why I am not feeling pity for our people who are in this country who chose not to work. If you are from where I came from, and you are in this country, and you have been in this country for a very long time, and you've never worked in this country, I am not sorry for you. Because you either go and suffer when you go back home, except maybe you have something huge happening in Nigeria for you, except you have something tangible that you've already set up. But if you're somebody who has nothing in Nigeria, you don't have investments, you don't have anything to fall back on in Nigeria, and you're in this country and you've never worked, I'm not sorry for you. I am not sorry for you. You will so suffer, You will so suffer, because at the end of the day, somebody like me that is working full-time now, obviously because I was not born and bred in this country, I won't get the full benefit of pension when it comes to pension, because you have to have contributed to the pension for a certain amount of years for you to get the full benefit of it. So hence why I am putting extra into my pension. Once my salary, if I show you my pay slip, you need to see the chunk amount of money I'm putting into my pension, because I don't want to suffer at my old age. So this is me that is working, not to talk of you that you are not working. So grab your pen. Some key points to note is this: one, if you work, you are encouraging you'll be self-sufficient for yourself. You'll be able to afford things. You'll not think of I can't afford that. Because at the end of the day, if you're depending on benefit, you are limiting yourself to the things you can acquire for yourself. I've seen some people who say, I will not work more than 16 hours, because if I work more than 16 hours now, the universal credit I'm getting, they will cut it. Yes, universal credit goes up based on how much you earn. If you earn towards above a certain threshold, they will cut your money. If you work too much, they will cut your money. If you work too much over the threshold, they might not give you anything. And it varies every month. So I've seen people who said, I don't want to work past 16 hours, because if they work over 16 hours, the money they get from the government is going to be reduced. So if you are living that kind of life, you will not be able to jackpot to Nigeria, especially only if you don't have the plan of jackpot to Nigeria. I mean, I want to jackpot to Nigeria at retirement age, and I want to continue to live a baby girl life. That is my plan. So encourage self-sufficiency and integration. Relying on benefits can create dependence. You'll be able to do things independently. But if you're sitting on benefit, it will slow your integration as an immigrant because you're just sitting at home doing nothing. All you want to do is collect benefit and go to Owambe party. Yes, you might meet people at Owambe party, but you're actually not doing anything for yourself in this country. You're not building your credit rating. Like if you have plans to buy a house in this country, or if you have plans to invest, if you're not working, it will definitely, slow down your integration into, as an immigrant into society. If you're into employment, it's going to encourage language skills. Some people when they've only been in the UK for 3 months and they start speaking, they start swinging their tongues, start speaking British accents and all of that. Cultural adaptation and social connections, all of which help migrants thrive. Yes, if you are the kind of person when you are not working, how do you want to meet other people? How do you want to, socialize with other migrants? Because at the end of the day, when you come into this country, it's not a must you socialize with Nigerians only. It's not a must to socialize with Africans only. But if you're at work, say for instance, me working now, that diverse. In fact, my face is the face of ethnicity, or my face is the face of diversity at my work. If I find a poster, I'll find it. Or you guys, most of you know where I work. If you go onto the website of my work, my face is the face of diversity. So I meet lots of people. I've met someone from, in fact, 2 consultants are from South Africa. They are thoracic consultants at my work. One of them was just started recently. He could not find his way. I was the one who showed him where he was going. Till tomorrow, he keeps talking about me. Oh, she left what she was doing to guide me to where I could go get his crop. She told me how to walk So you meet other people by working. But if you decide to just leave I don't want to work. Yeah, but you want to go to Nigeria every 3 months, I am not sorry for you. So being a migrant here in the diaspora, you also contribute to the growth of the economy. You just don't want to be that person that is taking. Okay, a strong workforce is crucial for economic growth. We all know that, and also for your own self, you grow as well. You'll be able to learn skills that you'll be able to take. Either you want to set up your own business or anything like that. But if you chose to stay at home and sit down on benefits, you're limiting your life in a great deal because, like I said, you won't be able to work as much as you want. You won't be able to afford stuff for yourself. You won't be able to say, okay, I want to buy a plot of land back home because how much is the benefit money? The benefit money, you use it to buy food. You use it to buy food, pay council tax, buy electricity, buy food, and before you know it, how much is left? How much is left? Me sitting down here before tax, my wage is £2,200 every month. And that's because I don't work night shift, I don't do weekends. So my rate will be different from those people who work nights and weekends. My salary before tax is 2,000. I don't even know where my payslip is now. It's 2,200 or something. Hello, Monica, David, welcome. By the time I remove my tax and I go home with about maybe 1,900 and something or so. If at times I do overtime, but I try not to do too much because I'm working 4 days a week already, so I don't want to stress myself. So you need to contribute and just make your old age better for you. So as a migrant, you should actively participate in the labor market. As a migrant, your aim is to contribute through taxes. Yes, you should contribute through taxes because the people that are giving you the benefit, it is their tax money that is going to the benefit they were giving you. Hence why nobody can come and tell me that you are sitting on benefit because while I was working, I was still paying my tax. That's why I said if you're working and you are entitled to all this benefit for this trip, because at the end of the day, these benefits are for your children. They're really not for you. And we're going to get there, okay? So you should be able to contribute through taxes, business creation, and productivity rather than be a burden on public resources. Exactly. We know of Africans who have set up multiple businesses here in diaspora. In Glasgow alone, I still wish to be able to set up an African shop. My wish in Glasgow is to be able to set up an African shop. And then if I want to set it up, I want a big shopping, like a shopping center, whereby it's going to be free. There's going to be surplus space. People can walk without falling onto goods. People can walk without, walking as if you're a sandwich. I want in an open space that is going to be massive. I still aspire to open an African shop at one point in Scotland. I don't know how that's going to happen, but that's one thing I aspire to do in Glasgow. And I know it's going to happen, but I don't know how or when. Because you can actually create business as well for people. You just don't want to be the person taking. So as an immigrant, don't depend on benefits. And it's so shameful. It's a shame that I know a lot of people I know a lot of people, even people who are not sick, they will just come up with some sort of illness. They will continue to fake that illness until doctors sign them off, and they'll then go and start collecting some kind of money that they collect from the government. Is that what you want your life to be based, especially if you've got children? Because at the end of the day, whatever it is you're being given to support you is mainly even for the children at the end of the day. Because it's not every time. Like one, I think it was Life with Nat. Life with Nat said, "Oh, that Mama Five, tell them we have 4 seasons in the UK. It's a different clothing that the children will wear come summer. It's a different set of clothing that the kids will wear come spring. It's a different clothing that the children will wear come winter. And there is a different clothing that the children will wear come autumn. As you are changing clothes during this season, you are changing shoes for them as well." And yes, the government knows that because, for instance, for me that I've got 5 children and my son that plays football, do you know how many times in a year I buy him shoes? And the kids in this country, the way they grow, they germinate like you are buying clothes every 3 months or every 6 months. So be a contributor to that economy. You just don't want to be a taker because it's going to benefit you at the long run. Also, not being dependent on benefits. You avoid public backlash. Anybody cannot come and speak to my face and say, "Hey, you are sitting on benefit." Me, sef, I have. There's a few posts I saw on Facebook where they were abusing some African people who were sitting on benefits. When I saw their name, me too, I went on there and comment. I said, "Get your ass off and go get your ass off the door. Take your ass off the door and go get a bloody job because I know most of you don't work." Hello, Biagili, my brave sister. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please like this live stream. Me now, because I know I'm not sitting on the door. If any home country person come and talk to me, I am giving them bad, but like, come, don't go and queue at DWP, go and get a job. Or don't go to whatever PIP, whatever they call them, go get a bloody job. So nobody, no home citizen will come and speak to me and say, because I'll give it right back to them. I pay my taxes. If you want myself, I'll show you. I'll show you. So excessive reliance on benefits can lead to public resentment, and it's true. It's true. That's why when all this left, right, or whatever they call them, go back to their country, all they do is sit on benefit. All they do is they're overcrowding the NHS, blah, 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 blah. What most of them don't know is that majority of migrants work. And you want to be among those majority that work. You want to be among those majority that work. So, reliance on benefits can lead to public resentment. It fuels sentiments between people who know you and even in society. Yes, some people that I know that sit on benefits, I have a certain opinion about them. Yeah. I have to say this. I know a few people, friends, who are sitting on the benefit. I have a different opinion about them because there's nothing wrong with them. Your children are over the age, so you should be able to get off your backside and go get a bloody job. And these people will see they'll be the first people you will see at O1 Bears. You see them with every chunky jewelries. And I often wondered, where do they get money from? That means I'm working 37.5 hours, even 40 hours a week. I can't even afford the kind of Ashwebi and the Gucci, blah, 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 Bovari or whatever they are wearing. I can't even afford it. Anytime I buy myself expensive, it's where hopefully this year I will get some tax return back. And by the way, Abby, I need somebody to help me ask for tax refund. I need to apply, to request for a refund of all of my professional money. That I was told there's a way I could, apply to get all those money back. My professional body payments. That there's a way I could get those money back. I don't know. I've tried to do it, but it's not working for me. So after this, and also that's why immigration is tightening that yes, you can't come in. You must earn a certain amount of money if you come as a couple who is coming on so visa. It's because they know that some people who come here, they are not working. And it's crumbling the system for them. Hence why homegrown left-right people will complain here. So in a way, it just avoids public ridicule on us. Because every black people they see that they are not working. If you don't depend on benefit as a migrant, you will have a long-term financial stability. There's no two ways about it. You have a long-term financial stability, which means that you know how much you're going to earn. You can plan yourself. Me that I'm sitting down here, I've just told you guys that, in fact, let me see if I can find you my payslip here. The phone where I have the HMRC app is the one I'm using right now. Even with my pay, I still try as much as possible to save at least £500 every month from my salary. Yes, I don't live above my means. And if I see something that I want to buy, I'll buy. But I don't buy if I don't have that money at that time. And I love the fact that if I want something, I can save for it and then buy it later on. Okay. And when it comes to financial stability as well, it might not necessarily be that you have a huge sum of money, but then because you're working, you're able to put money to the side. Maybe you want to buy properties, you're able to save, and then if you approach your bank, you'll be able to get some sort of support, get onto the property ladder, and focus employment, self-sufficiency. If you're actually working, you're going to be financially fine. But if you're sitting on the door, more people are sleeping under the bridge in the UK. I've seen ex-marines, ex-soldiers who are sleeping under the bridge here in Glasgow. What happened? Maybe because obviously they've been in the war or stuff like that, but what happened to them? So if you don't rely on benefits in this country, you're giving yourself a well-rounded financial stability because you'll be able to afford things without thinking that, how much is that child benefit will be for 3 months if I put it aside? Because at the end of the day, that child benefit, it's really not for you. It's for the children. And as a sane parent, as a parent who actually invest in their children, don't invest for your children, invest in your kids so that when they are grown, that investment you've invested on them, they'll be able to invest themselves. So how do you invest in them? So you're getting all of this extra money from them, which is extra money, and it should not stop you from working. As a sane parent who actually cares about the future of their children, those money, you can imagine if you put those 20 something pound every week into a savings account for them, by the time they turn 18, your children will thank you. It might even go towards them buying their first car. It might even go towards them, maybe you booking a slot lesson for them to learn to drive. Or it might even be tertiary amounts for them to add to whatever they have to get onto the property ladder. But some of our African parents here or some of our Nigerian people here, once they see that money, they just spend it as it is. Maybe you are getting benefit. Yeah, use it to buy food for the kids. Yeah, use it to buy electricity. That's not what it's for. That's not what it's for. Because at the end of the day, it's meant to say child benefit. It's meant to be for the children. And it should go towards the care of the children. It should not actually be buying clothes for the kids. It should not actually be buying food for the kids. You as a parent should be providing that for the children. Whatever the extra thing that the government is giving you for the kids should go towards some sort of saving for your children. But our African people, no, no, no. Also, because it's majority of Africans like that are not working. All the government are now paparing all the policies and they are making things tighter. It will be good to have lots of African people in diaspora, but then the policies are changing, which means that those people are newly coming out. They will say you must show evidence that you are able to earn. So the job you are getting, you must be able to earn. Your job must be offering you over 30 something thousand pounds per annum. I've been a nurse now for just short of 3 years now. And by September of this year, I'll be on the threshold of over 35,000 pounds per annum. That is me who have been living in the UK for 20 years and more. How is somebody who is just arriving from Nigeria want to be able to find a job that will offer them over 35 grand annually? It's because of the things that some migrants in the UK are doing. That's why they're making such policies harder for people who are coming in. And for you that you are here, why not make the best of it? Because if you're depending on benefits, you're not helping yourself. You're not helping yourself. You might think it's free money. For me, people who depend on benefit, I don't regard them. I'm sorry. I do not regard them one bit. As long as nothing is wrong with you, you're well physically, emotionally, you can be fine. Your GP will give you something. We are just talking about a colleague. I was talking about somebody last night at work because I worked till about 9 o'clock last night. We are talking about somebody who's overly anxious, and she's a nurse. She's been qualified for 23 years, and she was saying how a certain medication her GP gives her keeps her calm. And she's been practicing for 23 years. She's like, everything and anything stresses her out. She's over anxious. Even when I just started working with her, I would notice her hands, shake from anxiety. So at times I was asking her, okay, why was I? She was like, oh, she missed her medication and stuff like that. As long as you are fine, Why are you not working? Me that I'm talking to you as a sister that loves you. Sister that loves you. I was looking at a certain couple on YouTube. I think they are the Komalafe or something. They've been here for 15 years and they decided to go back to Nigeria. I wish to be able to do that. I wish to be able to do that. And yeah, I think when I was watching their video, they said they were going back mainly because of their children. And that talk is another talk on another day. You guys already saw the video I shared about how the social services tried to take my son from me because I smacked him. Some people, some parents, they can't face that. Say, they would rather go back to Nigeria than the social services to take their children. But for me, I've lived 20 years in this country. No evidence, no record of social services with any of my children. And my oldest is 21 years old. So when it happened, I Kokuma put my hand up. Yes, I smacked him. Now waiting happen with this. Because if his teacher was to be talking to him, he would not slam the door in his teacher's face, would he? So why should he do it to me as his parent? And yes, I have parental rights. That is me disciplining my child. You are not telling me that I cannot look after my children. Yeah, have him. But yeah, I'm happy that case, obviously, we are at the final stage of it now. But some people are actually, they would rather go back home than obviously bring their kids up in this environment that is not allowing you look after your kids. So like I said, guys, I don't want to make this live stream too long. You as a migrant, depending on benefit, you're not doing yourself great. And what kind of example are you living for your children? So you want to raise children up to let them know that, Joko, oh, Baba, oh, Joba, government money will feed you. Is that the kind of legacy or the kind of life you want to live on your children? Because the whole summary of this is that if you're here as a migrant and you're not working, you're living on benefits, except maybe that benefit money they are giving you is huge, that you are able to gather money to buy land and build houses in Nigeria, or you're able to set up a sort of business. But I don't see you being able to I don't even see you being able to set up a business in Nigeria on government benefit in this country. Because how do you want to do it? How? Even with I have money, it would have been better when the kids were much younger. Yeah, because when they were much younger, they give you a lot of support. Like when I was on the child tax credit, I think I was probably guessing about, then they were all below the age of 10, if I'm not mistaken. And I was guessing about maybe just about £350 every week for all 5 kids. And every month, that's about just short of 2 grand. Short of 2 grand every month for 5 children. And I was working part-time. So then my oldest is 21. So that was 11 years ago. And look at the increase in price of everything, cost of inflation. House rent here now, my rent here now, they've just sent me a stupid whatever it is, the survey they did, and they want to increase the rent. And I was just sitting, I looked at the rent increase, I think it was 4%. And I look at the rent increase. So I'm living in a 3-bed flat. They are not, the rooms are not all equal. So there are 2 big rooms, and the third room is not, it's not the same size as the other 2. And now I'm going to go from paying £510 to paying £525 every month. And I'm thinking, I wish I could just get 30 grand now. I'm ready to go, maybe even get, if I could get £15,000 now, I will add it to what I have. I'll be able to drop a deposit to buy a 4-bedroom house. And yes, if I buy a 4-bedroom house, my monthly mortgage, maybe it's just going to be slightly higher than how much I pay here. That's how my head is thinking now. And yes, I have my reason for not having gone on the property ladder, because the way the mortgage works here is not the way it works in Nigeria. In Nigeria, how we buy land, you build your house, it's yours. But here, you pay that amount of money over the years, and then is it after 100 years or something, the house is no longer yours or something. So, but I'm actually considering getting a mortgage actually, because every year they increase the rent, and I'm like, why am I renting social? I mean, why am I renting? Is this social housing, or what do we call it? Why am I paying this much? Yes, I'm not complaining because it's still affordable in a way. If I were not to be working, I still would not be able to afford it. So the cocoa of all this is this: if you plan to jackpot to Nigeria and you are depending on benefits and you're not working, I don't know how you want to do it. I don't know how you want to do it. And I saw a program, I think it was by Pastor Shola Adeoye. I think he dropped a post about Nigerian men and women with benefits are 5 and 6. I've seen how this benefit of a thing has ruined marriages because, yeah, in most cases, it's the women, okay, who apply for these things and the money gets paid to the women. I've seen some marriages fail or scatter because the man refused to contribute to the upkeep of the family, claiming that the mother or the wife gets benefits or something for the children. And like I said from the start of this video, the benefit is actually not for you and not for the woman, it's for the children. And like I said, it's not all the time that you have enough money that your child will say, oh, I want this, I want to go on a school trip. Do you know how many school trips me have paid for in this family? Every year, my kids have been going on a school trip. The last one she went to was Paris last year, and it was £950. Where did I keep £950 to be able to pay for Paris if that money was not kept somewhere for her? The year before, our brother went to Paris, £850, spending money, almost £1,100. Did I keep £1,100 under my pillow? No. These are the things monies like this, if you've saved it up, should be able to pay for. And yes, finances is a great deal in a home. So that benefit of the money, it's nothing. No, that money is nothing. It's nothing. I've got 5 kids in this house. Well, maybe I should stop saying kids now because 3 of them are over the age of 18. I've only got 2 below the age of 16. Maybe I should say 2. For the fact that I'm shopping for the 2, obviously food stuff, because all the other ones, they just do their own stuff. I still top up at least £100 every week for food. That's excluding mom, I need new boxers. Mom, I need new socks. Mom, I need new shoes. Mom, I need this, I need that. That is excluding that. And that's excluding me, say, if I want to do baby girl. This my hair cost me 150 quid. I paid £150 for this hair. I mean, so I want to buy moisturizer. I want to buy fragrance. I want to do this. And that post that I saw saying that some men are refusing to contribute into the family because they felt that the benefit money is a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. And those who actually have younger kids now, so that child benefit now, they are only paying it to the first, I think the first 2 children. If any of you has that information, please let me know in the comment section. Before, they used to pay it for all the kids. So that system did not affect me because I was able to get it for my last 2 children. But I believe maybe it was 2 or 3 years ago. If you now have 5 children below the age of 5 now, they only pay that child benefit to the first 2 children or the first 3 children, and they no longer pay for the other 2. I don't know if that rule is still there. So things are changing. So what I'm actually here to say to you is that if you're in diaspora, if you're an African and you're in diaspora and you're not working, your leg is working fine. Your hands are working fine. Nothing is wrong with your back. You're okay mentally. Kumbia, yes, Cecilia, well, thank you so much for confirming that. So, and I see lots of people now, they are bunny picking like they are giving back to children. I know of a lady. When I stopped working in retail, I went to go work in a care home. I think I've shared that story with you guys. I went to go work in a care home in 2016. And that was when I met this lady. So then I think maybe she was still single then. She did not have any children. And then years later, she moved into my building and I found she was pregnant. That was her first child. In a pace of 3 years, she's had 4 children. I saw her last night coming back from work. She's had 4 children. And I was like, in this age. So for her now, who has 4 children, that child benefit will only be paid to the first 2 children. The other 2, she's not going to get anything for them. Obviously, she will get universal tax credit. So universal tax credit is paid based on how much you earn. So you'll be given like a threshold. So let's say a month, you are allowed to earn up to £500. So this is an example. You are allowed to earn up to £500. So in any month, if you earn £700, so let's say you are allowed to earn £500. If you earn £500, they will support you with £300. So in the following month, if you earn £700, that extra £300 that they are supporting you with, they might take away £50 from it and only give you £250 support. So the following month, if you work and you earn £1,000, that £300 extra that they are meant to give you, they might chuck £150 off it and only give you £100. That's how universal credit works. And I know some people, obviously, they know how to, work the system. Me, there's no need for it. There's no need for it because I'd rather work. I want to be able to make my money. I want to be able to decide how I spend it. Because it's the money you work for, you'll be able to plan for. It's the money you work for, you'll be able to plan for. So I hope this information or this advice I've given you is helpful, because like if you're in this country and you're not working, you're just wasting your life away. You're just wasting your life away. And how much is the benefit they give? How much is the benefit they give? So that's just my take in here. I've got another 19 minutes. I'm going to see if I can maybe drop the link here if anybody has one or two things to say in the comment section. If not, I shall round up because the weather looks great out there. So I want to go and feed my eyes in city center. I've not been to town. I've not been to the city center in about 2 weeks. So that's the link in the comment section there. If anybody wants to jump in and say one or two things before I round up. So the main cocoa is, do not be dependent on the benefit in the UK. Only if you want to live your life, you don't want to jack back to Nigeria. Or maybe during the time that they were giving you benefit, you've been able to save, but I doubt you'll be able to save that much money to be able to build anything back home in Nigeria. If there's nothing wrong with you physically, mentally, in all ramifications, if you're fine and you choose not to work, and I've seen other people who are hiding under this guise of, I want to be self-employed. There's nothing wrong with being self-employed, but then you still have to be able to make up the threshold to be able to cater for your family. Because at the end of the day, if you have a family, you want to be able to leave them, to live comfortably. Living on benefits, it's not, for Africans here, I'm sure you know what I'm saying. I'm sure you know what I'm saying. So there's no need to, you just drop a senseless comment there, get the fuck out of my page. You're probably one of the people that are living on benefit. Continue to live on benefit now. Maybe that's the lifestyle you want to live. Sit down on benefit and live on it now. Sit down on benefit and live on it. Is a superiority complex and judgmental. Yes, I'm judging you. You that dropped that comment, I'm judging you. You are not all right. I'm judging you. So all of this means of people coming in, like I said, it's not even only from my notes. Lots of migrants bring unique skills. There are even some skills that some of us have as migrants, even the people that we've come to live in a country, they don't have. So we share, we bring our unique skills. We bring these unique skills, but then there's nothing wrong with them. And your hands are fine, your legs are fine, you're all right financially, no ramifications, and you choose not to work. Why? And yes, I'm speaking to the Africans in diaspora. Do not depend on benefits if you're an African in diaspora. Do not. If you are entitled to it, it's fine. If you're entitled to it, and I'm coming in the regards that if you've got children, because I don't think any single male will be entitled to benefits if there's nothing wrong with you. And I don't think any single female will be entitled to benefit if there's nothing wrong with you. If you've got children, you might be entitled to it. Yeah, you'll be entitled to like child benefits, universal credits. Yeah. Hello, David Black. How are you, my brother? Long time no see. So if your retirement plan is to jack back to Nigeria and you are in this country and you don't work, your existence will just go like Ejo to lolori apata to oyeyin. That is a snake that just went on a rock with no sign of them ever being there. Because what kind of life is that? I don't know this private number calling me. So, like I said, if you're entitled to it, apply for it. And you should not be dependent on it. Me sitting down here, I raised 5 children, 2 degrees, and I worked. And I'm still standing. So you that nothing is wrong with you, and you don't want to apply, and you don't want to work. They've said, I wonder, do people live a shorter life retiring back home or abroad? Right, David Black. So 3 years ago, I was at an African shop, and I met this, and I heard these two lovely elderly couple. They were talking. They were so excited. Why? Because they were retiring back home to Nigeria. So they were like, oh, obviously they've been going back every now and then prior to them deciding to go back. Finally, I mean, they have grown up children. So they were so you could tell from the way they were talking that they were fully prepared. And then months later, I went back to the African shop, and the owner of the African shop said to me that, oh, sis, you remember those elderly couple that they said they are back to Glasgow. They only survived in Nigeria for 6 months. They only survived in Nigeria for 6 months. I don't know why. I don't know why they decided to come back. Because I would have thought that obviously their retirement age, they will have obviously have settlement home or retirement back, or they will have retirement home back in Nigeria. I mean, I don't seem to understand why they came back. Could it be maybe because of the maybe loneliness of maybe their loved ones and friends not being around them? We all like elderly people. They really obviously they've got both of them as couples, but it will be different if they are not around the people they've lived their life with. And a lot of things could have contributed to why. So I don't know if people live longer if they retire back home or if they stay in the abroad. I don't know. Because I would imagine that obviously if Nigerian people want to talk now, they'll say, oh, there's fresh food, there's fresh everything, there's fresh hair, you've got sun, you can travel, the weather is not going to stop you from going anywhere. So I don't think I have the answer to that, David. To be honest, I don't think. But for me, my plan is that when I reach retirement age, I might not necessarily live 100% in Nigeria. I'm just going to go in between here and Nigeria. Maybe spend longer in Nigeria and then come here. Or maybe when it's winter, I will run to Nigeria. And when the sun is too sunny, I will come back here. But we'll see. We'll see. So I don't think if anybody else has an answer to that question, please help us out in the comment section. So all I'm just going to say is that, just like I stated from the beginning of this video, if you're entitled to it, and I'm coming in the aspect of if you have a young family, okay? If you have a young family, like I said, young parents with younger children below the age of 4, you are not required to work. But once all of your kids go to school, you can both work together, so you're not paying childcare. Either somebody works day, the other person works night. And that was what me and my husband did. Okay, I remember when I started working, then my younger two, they were not of school age, so I will go to uni in the morning, and then I requested for an afternoon nursery space for my kids because I know I have to go for lecture for 9 o'clock in the morning. And I was not driving then, so I was jumping on public transport. So I had to ask for an afternoon nursery space for them, which means that they get dropped at nursery at 12 o'clock, and I have to pick them up by 2:30 or 3. And most of my lectures there, I don't spend that much long while in class anyway, except maybe if I have tutorials, that's when I spend longer. But lectures are between 9 and half 11, and then lunchtime, you are out. You're out. So that was what I did there. I would go to uni in the morning, and before I come back, my husband will have dropped the other one. He will have dropped them at nursery. So, which means I have got 2.5 hours from whatever I was doing at uni to get them, collect them. And then, even when they were all of primary school age, I'm used to doing early morning shift. And I've shared my story of if they were even much younger, and I was working in Sainsbury's. I think I was working 16 hours then. And that was when my last child started primary school. So, and that way, when she even started primary school, there was a way I was able to my annual leave, my holidays. So normally when children start school in the UK, they start for the first 2 weeks, they finish half day. So if you drop them in the morning at 9 o'clock, you have to collect them by 12 o'clock. So they finish half day for 2 weeks. So those 2 weeks, I always take that holidays every year. when I know my kids are going to start school, so that I'm able to go there, be there to take them in the morning and collect them. So once they start full time back, and what I was doing there was, I dropped them up at school. By half seven, I've already dropped them at the school gate. They all go to the Eat Breakfast Club anyway. Drop them at half seven, make sure they go in for their breakfast, and then I drive to work. I start my work at 8 o'clock. And I think I was working 30 hours a week then. So I was working Monday to Friday. I would start at 8, finish at 2 o'clock, and then I've got an hour to pick them up. And then I just know, then I started driving. Also, I'm going to say this as a woman here in diaspora, learning to drive is one of the good things you can give to yourself, especially if you've got children. Learning to drive is a great gift you can ever give to yourself. And I'm super happy I gave myself that gift. So I'll finish work at 2 o'clock. The drive from my work to where my kids' school, it's just like 20 minutes maximum if there's no traffic. So I'll finish work at 2, and then I'll just drive down to their school because then parking is crazy. And then I've got 5 years, I had 5 of them in school. 5 of them. And the good thing, I was super happy because I was looking forward to all of them going to school. And I know all of them going to school means that I have enough hours, I can take up more hours at work if I need to do overtime, because I knew that was what I wanted. Only if you don't believe, only if you don't have the mindset of wanting to work, that is when you depend on benefit anyway. For me, I knew I did not want to depend on benefit for the rest of my life, even though I had children. Hello, my beautiful sister Obiajulu, welcome.
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
Hello, sis.
Can you hear me? No?
Hello, Obiajulu, you are on.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, maybe you're just getting yourself. Kumbi said 5, man. You tried, even me with 3. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. So that was how I would. So I'll finish work at 2 o'clock, jump into the car, and then I was driving. I've seen the car that I was driving then. I still have it. It's a 7-seater, and I'll go pick all of them. So at some points, my 3 youngest ones were still in primary school, and my 2 older ones now went to secondary school. And I so love the fact that this distance from their schools is just 3 minutes. So the ones in primary school will finish at 3 o'clock. The ones in secondary school finish at 3:30. So by 2:30, I will sit at the school gates because parking was wahala then. I'll park at the school gates. 3 o'clock, grab all 3 of them into the car, drive the next 5 minutes to the older ones, sit there. I can't hear you, would you? But you're on. I've added you on anyway, so we've got another 7 minutes. So I'll once I drop I'll pick up the other 3 in the from primary school. I'll then go
come 5
minutes
back.
to the other kids' school. After 3, collect all of them, and so I'll carry all of my 5 in the car home, and that's that. So that was how I was able to do it. And yes, there are times, my husband, at time when I'm tired, he will be the one to to go do the work, as to go grab them. But most of the time, I just love how that routine worked for me. So in the morning when I'm going as well, school starts at 8:45, 9 o'clock. The older ones, they can, most of the time, they find their way to school because their school from where we live is about 15 minutes. They jump on the bus. But if I'm maybe working later, I either drop all of them at the primary school because their schools also is like walking distance from each other. So the younger ones, I'll go drop them off in the school. 7:30 in the morning, I will drop them. They will eat breakfast. The older ones, then they walk to school and do their own thing. Then I go to school. And yes, also I understand why some parents don't want to give their children devices. All of my kids had devices from a younger age because I want to be able to know where they are. Maybe if you try again, Obiajulu, all of my kids, they had devices. I think from when they were in primary 4 or 5, they all had devices. They all had the mobile phone. So I was always constant like, where are you? Are you in school? And at work, I tell them, sorry, I have to have my phone on me because I've got children. Even right now, even being a nurse, we are told you should not have your devices on you. I've always told them, come, I've got kids. I need to know what's happening with them. So I'm sorry, I have to have my phone on me. So I was constantly checking on them. So like I said, for that person that is dropping comment, if you want to live on benefit because that's not what I want for my life. There's nothing wrong with me physically. In all ramifications, nothing is wrong with me. So why won't I want to work? Why won't I want to work? At the end of the day, what's going to happen is you retire and you'll be living on stipends. You'll be the ones that will go to supermarket at 10 p.m. at night trying to buy reduced products. Yeah. So if you think that's a shade, well, shade to you. But I'm sure the people who are watching me understand. I'm not saying you should not apply for it. If you're entitled to it, if you're entitled to it, get it. But then, once all of your children grow older and you are no longer entitled to benefit, what then? That's the question I'm going to be leaving you with. Okay? That's the question I'm going to be leaving you with. Hello, Bree. Bree said, I am working with youth impacted by this. Their parents lived on social assistance and did not, thank you, and did not equip them with the skills to survive independently. So that entire, thank you so much, Bree. I wish that dumb head that was dropping comment here would read this. Because at the end of the day, you also want to contribute into society, contribute to your economic growth, workforce, your community, and what of your children? What kind of lifestyle do you want them to live for themselves as well? If you're sitting on the door, what kind of lifestyle do you think your children will emulate? They will also do the same thing. You're like, oh, dad was sitting at home not working. Mom sits at home not working, and she drives the best car. She goes to the best place. She wears the best clothes. They will think that's how easy it is. And then obviously they will fall on that wagon as well, and then they will find themselves struggling. So if he who has ears, listen, and don't get me wrong, my own strength might be somebody else's weakness. And that person's weakness might be my own strength. So no matter what your strength and weaknesses might be, I'm sure we all believe that he who does not work should not eat. Because now, yes, we are in this country who cares about their citizen by supporting them with benefits. How about if you go back home to Africa and you choose not to work? How will you survive? That's a question I've always asked one person, and that person has never given me an answer. Just imagine that you are back home in Nigeria and you have, let's say you have 5 kids like me, and you don't want to work, you're not working, you're just like, I'm just going to be sleeping at home and be sleeping at home, sleeping at home. How will you cater for your children? How will you pay your rent? God forbid any of your children fall sick. How will you pay hospital bills? Till tomorrow, till this moment, that person has not given me an answer. And such person now chose to sit in this country and not work. Anyway, guys, I'm rounding up. Thank you so much to each and every one of you who have been here. And like I said, and I'm going to maintain this, there's nothing wrong in you applying for benefit, okay? If you're entitled to it. Kumbi said, a friend of mine is a full-time nurse. She's really sick that she has to be on benefit now. That alone is, and I know how it will make you feel if you used to work and then you're sick. It's understandable if that person falls sick, but trust me, that person will not be happy with themselves because they want to be back. But then, if the sickness or being ill is work related, trust me, at times when there's been a time where I was not feeling too well, maybe from the flu or I've got a back pain, and then I'll come into work, my bosses will be telling me that, come, if God forbid anything happens to you, you will be sharply replaced. So take care of yourself. I hope your friend gets better, Kumbi. It's a different case if you actually, you work and obviously you have to come off work because you're ill. It's a different case. But some people who have never ever worked and nothing is wrong with them, all of their children have grown, all because, yes, they're entitled to that benefit, they keep collecting it, and then all children have grown. Okay, children have grown now. You're not being supported with the benefit anymore. What then do you want to do with your life? Want to go out there and seek employment? Or do you still want to be babysitting a 25-year-old child who's already living his or her own life? These are the people I'm talking to. And like I said, if you don't want to, maybe your plan is not to jump back to Nigeria, that's fine. But still, it's just like I said, I was looking at my pensionable age yesterday. It says that I would not retire, I would not get my pension, or I will not reach my pensionable age is or the year I retire should be 2048. I can't calculate mass in my head what age I will be by then. I think in another 23 years. And what am I now? I'm 41. 41 plus 23. That's 64. Oh, okay. I'll be lucky to retire at the age of 64. However, the retirement age, I believe, is 68. So maybe I'm one of the lucky ones that will retire at the age of 64. I did talk about that. I'm on for any idea of coping with 3 under 3 kids and working. you can't do it alone at Tokumbo. If you have your other half with you, both of you can make it work. Okay. And I don't know what your status is in the UK at Tokumbo. It depends. So 3 kids under 3, I would imagine none of them is at school. Yes, none of them is at school because they're all below the age of 3. The one that is 3 years old or just above 2 will probably be going to nursery, which is where they get the 2.5 hours per week per day. So Adetokunbo, for you, I would say wait until they actually start school. This was the advice I was giving a lady a week ago. So in your case, you've got 3 children under 3. Wait until the last one, at least start this preschool. So which means your oldest, you have to wait till your oldest starts primary school. You wait till your second oldest start primary school. And then the last one, when the last one starts preschool, so that is when they get the 2.5 hours. Because at the end of the day, that 2.5 hours is every day. So Monday to Friday, you'll get 2.5 hours every day. You can speak to, so if you decide to start a job, you can decide to take a part-time job. But before then, when the last child starts preschool, you can go speak to the nursery and ask if they can compress those hours to 3 days a week for you. So rather than going Monday to Friday, 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours, you can ask if you can bring your child to nursery for 2 days so they get the full hours over 2 days. Some nurseries will accommodate that. You can try it. But for now, you have 3 kids below the age of 3. I will say don't stress it. Except your other half is with you. So you can both work together. So maybe you have to do a day shift or something, and it's going to have to be part-time job because I don't see you doing full-time job with 3 kids under 3. It's going to have to be maybe start a part-time job, maybe like a 16 hours. And I would say try retail, or work at home, customer service advisors, like all these call centers. Most of them, they are work from home. You can manage that. So I hope that would work for you, because 3 kids below the age of 3, like I said, they are not even at nursery yet. So, or you can work with your other half. So in my own case, what I would advise you to do is wait until your oldest starts primary school. So once your oldest start primary school, the second older one will start preschool, which is like 2.5 hours every day for a week, every week. I mean, not for a week, but 2.5 hours every day. And then the other one, which is still a baby, I believe, you just have to wait. Or except your other half is around, and then while he's at work, you will stay with the kids, and then when he comes back, so which means that you both will probably be doing shift work. So, and when he's back, you go to your part-time job. So you just have to find a balance to it. So I hope that helps in a way, because I've once been in that I've once been in that case before, actually. Yeah. And then I remember I was working part-time with Sainsbury's. I was working 8 till 2, Monday till Friday. No, I was actually working 16 hours then. I was working over 4 days. I was doing for 4 hours over 4 days. And then my husband will stay with them. So once I get back from work, he just goes to do his own thing. So that was how we're able to do hours then. So I hope that makes sense, Adetokunbo, and good luck. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this class. I only want to be here for 1 hour. So he who has ears, let him listen. And person way dumb for here. If you like, no learn. Now your type go is if someone like you that will go and sleep under the bridge. Okay? It's someone like you that will go and your father is shocked that I am 41. Abi or de Oponu. Anyway, guys, thank you to the respectable people who have been here from the beginning. I really appreciate you all. I hope, well, I'm not forcing this down anybody's throat. I just thought, I'll come share this because for me, I like better life. And only if you work. With a fight, yes. And it's only if you work will you be able to stand and make decisions for yourself in terms of your finance. Because if you are waiting for Baba, public holiday, where will that government money enter because public holiday? Because you are skint. But if you work, you can plan yourself right. You can have, go on holidays, do things for yourself. And I know, don't get me wrong, there are some people who are actually living on benefit, who are living high life. All fingers are not equal. Yes, I am easily triggered. You just know. because I don't give room for bullshit. These fingers are not equal, okay? Like I said earlier on, that my strength might be the weakness of somebody else, and that person's strength might be my weakness. So this is my own life, okay? This is my own life. So if you like, take this advice. If you like, don't take it. I've just come to do my sisterly in the Lord work. That's what I've come to do here. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you all. And if you've been here from the beginning and you've not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? So don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section. And yes, all of my kids are grown now. I'm now at that stage whereby I can just pack my bag and go on a holiday. They can just go. I can just pack my bags, leave them. They'll be absolutely fine. So, because I've done the work. Yeah, and it's time for me to enjoy. So, like I said, if you're an immigrant, if you have an immigrant and you plan to go back home for retirement, because you can't just go back home to Nigeria to go live where? To go and start renting again at your old age, or to go and start living at a family house at your old age. And for example, if you're a woman, you want to move back to your father's house, or you want to move to a certain family house at retirement, like think about it. Think about it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you all. And if you've watched this video till now, you've not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you've not yet done so, turn on your post notification, and also follow me on TikTok. That's where I've been sharing my weight loss journey. Yes, I have lost 23 pounds in just short of 4 months. If you want to know what I've been doing, go find me on TikTok. I'm known as Just Doing Me on TikTok. And if you've got any stories you want me to cover, I think somebody dropped a message saying they wanted to share a story with me. You can DM me on my Instagram at thatmom5, just at the name of my channel. That's the same, my handle on Instagram. And also you can DM me, or you can also send me an email. My email is name of my channel at gmail.com. So thatmom5 at gmail.com. You'll find me there. And also, if you want to collaborate on my channel, feel free to DM me. If you have a product, a small business you want to advertise, I can advertise your business for you at finishy small money. I don't charge too much. So you can reach out to me for business collaborations, business adverts. I do that on my channel as well. And yes, we have a live stream tonight. It's going to be a very, very truth. Yeah, where we'll be telling the men the truth tonight. So we're going to be talking about Ashake, the video of Ashake allegedly deserting her father. We're going to be discussing that tonight. So it's 7 p.m. UK time, and I believe that will be 8 p.m. Nigeria time. So if you're available, please come with your thoughts and opinions, your experiences, what you think is happening between Ashake and his father right now. And yes, there's a lot of media coverage in regards to this story about Ashake. Obviously, Ashake, Mr. Money. So thank you guys, and I hope to catch up with you later on. All right. Bye for now. Bye. My TikTok is Just Doing Me. Let me drop it in the comment for you. Just Abby is not here. Abby is the one that normally drops my handles. So I've just dropped it there. Just Doing Me. That's my TikTok handle there on the screen for you, being quick. So go find me, go follow me there. So I just drop all of my, I'm actually going to do a sit down video course. I've just received an affiliate. They just reached out to me to start doing affiliate marketing for them. So I think I'm going to bring my weight loss journey to my channel, where I'm going to discuss what I've been doing, how I've been doing it. Like, I've seen results, guys. I've seen results. But if you go on my TikTok channel, I'm on my TikTok page, you will see the results I'm talking about. Like I said, I've lost 23 pounds. And yeah. So see you guys later, guys. See you 7 p.m. tonight. All right. Bye, everyone.